Sanje Chodan Soje Jono La Shancho Pado Dano Chasum Dake Chishu Jebe Sanu Ola Benjo Sanje Draba Sho Sanje Chodan Soje La Shancho Pado Dano Chasum Che Dake Chishu Jebe Sanu Lola Benja Sanje Draba Cho Sanje Chudan Soje Jono Shanja Bada Dana Jasum Che Dake Chichi Jebe San Lola Benja Sanje Draba Cho. You made it.
I did.
Yeah.
Rain couldn't stop me.
Good. You made it. Mark made it. Do you sleep? The next time maybe I can put some maybe bell through the some wire from here to
What dynamite?
I just did to welcome you. Good. How are you? When you come back?
Monday.
Oh. Good. How are you?
Good.
You are long masters. How are you?
Great, thank you.
It is a long time.
A long time, yeah.
Yeah.
I moved away for a couple of years, a few years, and I came back sort of recently.
Oh.
I was in Hawaii for school.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Hello everyone again. Good evening.
Good evening, Geshe.
Good evening. Good evening. Hi Karen. You got very comfortable. It's Jennifer? Are you Jennifer? Maybe Jennifer, maybe not Jennifer. Anyway, I couldn't see much my class.
Is that speakerphone? It can make.
Yeah, it can work. You guys can hear my voice, right? Okay. Okay. How's it? Do you study?
I read it actually.
What you read? Is the same book or different book?
I see a bunch of yellow eye lines here, so it must be this
Huh? Different book.
He's ready for the test.
one.
Oh yeah. Today's test, okay. How many verses we already gone?
Verses.
I think maybe we are like 20 verses. Each person have to describe the one verse, okay? It's, also first a little bit describe, explain, then try to check from that to practice, daily practice. Because we not everyone memorized the verses, therefore then you don't know how to check something to this, meaning or solid to practice daily. Okay, everyone ready? And also it's wonderful. I'm happy to come back and continue. We study or practice meditation a little bit as much as we can. And it's very important for us to purpose practice or meditation is to like something make our mind a little soft. That means what? Not too strong touch our own idea, our own view. I think this is the most difficult for us to give up. Right? I don't like that way. I like that way. I do like always do like this way. Yeah, this is create the problems. But then taught to little bit meditation, compassion, bodhicitta, emptiness. Right now we taught meditation that we don't really much feel, right? Do you feel them? Do you feel some meditation?
little bit.
Okay, that's good.
For sure.
Really, we don't much feeling. We try, but we don't much feeling. That shows we are not really experienced a realization. We say, someone say, everything emptiness. Say, yes, everything emptiness. Everything impermanent. Yes, impermanent. But really, the impermanence to change all the time. When we have something to happen, then we got bad. What has happened? The emptiness method depend on each other, depend on origination. Then we don't really feel like that way, right? Okay. Who had this book? You guys have also this guy in Nagarjuna's text? God. Good. This text is really like unique, special the lay people, and for us to very busy, work, very, unique or important practice. It's not too much serious. Okay? And I'm not talking too much. I can jabo. 아니 bombolotro ko kolang ke tropo. The jabo de jeton bola pa ita ye ku bi tsada. Dam sha sa ta damwa. Ka jinga so jaje phomo sami nyamsle yo de chi pe sha tab de chi bare.
So this text, a letter to a friend by Nagarjuna to his friend King, and it's an advice, that is easy to put into practice, for all of us, for all the lay and ordained practitioners.
아니 다 드린 것도 막 골바 지나서 쇼로카 레레라 수수 고세 레시 잡. 다 티네 수수 니네니르게 다 낼 때는 냠내도 거래래 안 되고. 근데 고래만도 머리를 까마니리 까마칭라메다 비시자야 돼요.
We're going to go through all these verses again from the beginning, and so each of you maybe can take a turn, to explain about each verse. So, and at least explain for about 1 minute. If more is better, but if not, at least 1 minute. Can explain about it and what does it mean, and then how do you put that into a practice?
And then no more than 2 minutes. Also, not go a different place. Try to some from here. Okay, who will like to first one?
Let me go get the book.
Shloka tamboida, shloka tambo.
The first verse.
Yeah.
Who wants to go with the first verse?
Any voluntary? If not voluntary, I point the finger. No voluntaries. 다 원래 뒤 대당 예시 영어시. 네가 된다 도동으로 가르쳐나. 알레. 이렇게 로 돼. 아주 짜주. 키로. 네가 된다 가르려고 하는데 된다 돼. 아니 자보처럼 게 아니 대 패션다. 저런 게 년초래. 년에 야보를 해서 그만 됐고 그래.
So Geshe says he's going to do the first one now. So then you have to do the second, third one.
Okay.
So this is the first verse is all about making the king and the other disciples listen to this, listen to his advice.
세반 자보처럼 다 강시되는 인데 야보 요래대. 인바이나 양 아니 지금 다 상직이 송 아니 야 만나지 인주도 상직을 쓰면 야답에 따와 신청말로 갔던데 아니 배전에 저런 게 년바이나 아니 지금 펜도요래 했을 때는 년 초고래 해서 년바고 와서 된 말.
So the first one is inducing, to listen, to the teaching. So he's, the king is saying that although, the Nagarjuna is saying, although king, you have a lot of knowledge, about all this dharma, but this, the verse that I'm going to explain, which contains the teachings on renunciation, bodhicitta, emptiness, and so forth, is worth listening to.
와, 단 내가 되는 장 가서 가래 고고 되었나. 자서 시당 알아서 직 수수 빼셨다 와. 야만은 개개선의 티네 수수직 로좀 뭐 제여와 있나 양 아니 빼셔도 돼. 야는 야는 따나 야보요래 해서 되네 고거다.
So what you have to understand from this is that even though you have studied a lot, from the teachers, and you have to you have memorized, you have read and practiced. But still, if you listen to that again, it's worth listening to. So you should listen to it again and again.
제가 배자지 같으면 지글로네 인세트네 샤마초지 이안에도 록쪽으로 해서.
So just like when you read a book, Dharma book, and you say, "Oh, I've read that book," and then you just put it away. Should not do that. You can read it again and again, many times.
노전 대부터 지나도 틀려요. 그래. 대부터 터마 나보자 되나? 다때 로고데 고치래. 다 노전 대부터 전 가지 로고 실로 쉬면은 아니 저 앞에 맞아 그래.
So if you pick a book and then you see stains in the book from your hand, from the grease on your hand, you see a stain in the book, that's a good sign that you have read it. Not just once, from one time reading, you will not get the stain. If you read it many times, again and again, like your daily practice book, it's all stained and black and all torn, like that, right? Yeah. So that shows that you've been reading it every day, almost all the time. No? So that's a good sign.
예. 단디게 된달라 배차도 양양의 로고 그래서 듣고고다.
So anyway, so the meaning of this is that you have to study again and again.
예. 방법 자체 두번 만들어서 지름 붙여서 마음을 듣고 그래서.
So just like Lama Tsongkhapa said, that at the beginning you should listen. You should listen or study extensively.
Okay, now second verse. Who's do? Okay, Jennifer, yeah.
Take a try. Nagarjuna is being very modest. He's saying that whereas we need to venerate a statue of a Buddha regardless of the quality, in the same way Nagarjuna says that he isn't great at poetry, but still venerate these verses because it's the holy Dharma.
Okay, then what do you need from here? This is like
So
that's the explanation, right? So what do you understand from that?
What I understand is that it's still very precious, regardless of the quality of the prosody. It's like and that Nagarjuna is very modest, I guess.
단 네가 찍고 온다. 난도 아니 저별 산재기 아니 지금 그 라바가 티샤죠. 아니 진짜요. 간리지는 먼저 산재가 그 듯이 샤고 그래서 나도 점을 납잖아요. 와.
And so, like in the advice, of taking refuge. So when you have taken refuge in the Buddha, then you have to venerate the Buddha. Right? You have to respect the Buddha.
Can't get it.
Okay.
So the Buddha statue or image of the Buddha, just like it's an actual Buddha. Right? So no matter what it is made of, whether it's made of wood, gold, or silver, or clay, then you should respect it, just like a real or actual Buddha.
다 되지. 다 빼태 나중에 안에 단다게 비 배전도 지금 냥아 쓱 되어도 되는 매와 있나요? 아닌데 제제기 차네 같이 보인다 아니 안 되지 않냐 저거래서.
And so and then just like that he said that though his words in the of the teaching is not that pleasant sounding, it's not very poetry or very pleasant sounding, but because it contains the subject dharma, and therefore it's you should listen to it or you should not look down on it.
다 내가 되는 가리고 주는 거나 축근적 배나 땅에서 배전에서 담아 축근적도 시작하는 저 담아를 기적고 그래서 되는 고쳐서.
And then from this, what you can understand is that once you have taken refuge in the Dharma jewel, then you have to respect all the Dharma. Even a single letter of the Dharma, you should respect like a actual Dharma.
Okay.
He's not saying that. I mean, he's just using that as a comparison to compare that even, in the same way we venerate a statue of the Buddha, regardless of the quality. Isn't he just using that as an example to say, in the same way, my words, even though they're simple.
You go so then you do what I may want to keep check on those. Then the young are the 3 days mother tell keep check go to some over. That telling us correct goes in the country, Chukunju. And the Geshe special cardinal so Tamara Kisho is the little and the Kuchua.
Yes, that's right. So he's saying that giving the example, of venerating the statue of the Buddha, no matter what it is made of. So just like that, you should respect, the Dharma, teachings of the Dharma, no matter how not well written it is. And so that's right that you have to respect, you have to pay respect to any kind of Dharma.
아니 tenny네 다 뭐를 갖다 고나고네 고나지 다 뇽추지 내가요 주식이 매 야고 좀씩 매서 때네 바로
Yeah.
말아서
And then also, of course, like you said, he's being modest, saying that his poetry is not that good.
Okay, that's why my Hirokasumba. Are you third?
Yeah, I'll agree.
Okay.
The words of the great sage are exquisite, even if you have understood them. Doesn't something made of white plaster become even whiter in winter moonlight?
Okay. What it means?
So the way I look at this is he's saying that the words of the Buddha are exquisite, but when he says even whiter in winter moonlight, I think what he's trying to say is that as it gets into deeper parts of your mind, it becomes even more exquisite. So like when you meditate or something, rather than just a superficial understanding, even at that level, it's good. But when it gets into the deeper part of your mind and you focus on it, it becomes stronger and stronger. And as it becomes stronger and stronger, it's even more beautiful. That's the way I interpret it.
That looks good. Laura.
Good.
Yeah, did it. She not chilling at the thing and then she's go chapa in there, Shamajachi. Yani, the Lord, they said no, young Loris.
So yeah, so if you understand it, don't just leave it there saying, oh yes, now I know it. But keep on reading it again and again. The more you read, the better understanding you'll get. So it's just like the White House, looks even brighter or whiter, with the moonlight.
Okay. And I've been a Kanjayochi, Nimashanati, can't
So just like the snow you see outside, it becomes even brighter, whiter, with the sunlight, right?
Tande Karikunda, Tanjano, Lamram Shimolo Chena, and the Temachilo Nada looks our Yaboko on the Shamajachi, and then Yamataba, Kashkai Lores.
So just like like if you have listened to the great stages part in Admin by Lama Tsongkhapa once, and just don't just leave it like that, saying that, oh, I have listened to it, so I don't have to listen to it again. But keep on reading it again and again every day. A few pages of that text, read it every day. And so then you will get better and better or more and more understanding.
Okay, can you do that? Or what we finish another tennis? Another
So like we finished the study on tenets, right?
and then Laura number of that
And then liberation in the palm of your hand, almost completed now, right?
제가 던도 테마치기 샤마샤와치 아니 양내 양도 로고레스 테나 아니 지자세 세링고레스.
So those texts that you have already studied, don't just leave there saying, oh, I have studied, I don't have to look at it anymore. Don't think like that, but keep on reading it again and again, and it becomes clearer and clearer to you.
안디 찍데 테나 될때 고고다.
So that's
요요지 찍시 샤마샤 양내 양내 찍고레 사실.
so this is what you have to understand from this verse is that don't just leave it, studying once, but keep on studying again and again.
오케이? 다 던돌려네. 던도 타트는 양주 죽실내게 됐더니.
So after this, we're going to go through it again and again. We're
오케이?
going to
만약에
test again. Okay.
도도를 납두고 동보되기 낼래마 있대. 이번엔 낼래마 있어.
So you have to be able to give the gist of it, just like the short meaning of it. So this is what it's saying in the first verse. This is what it's saying in the second verse. This is what it's saying in the third verse, like that.
다 주로가 쉬웠어요, 마.
Let's go into the fourth.
Anyone that Zoom people? Yes, Julie.
So the fourth verse, Nagarjuna is talking about the six recollections, which I guess, even if you are extremely busy in the way that a king is, these are things you should do every day to remember every day to guide you in your practice. Generosity and morality, I think, in particular, for a king.
Okay, good. 다 네개 다 지나치라는 거니까 지텐 주세요 소문도 와.
So this is talking about the 6 reflections, right?
다 되나 또대 네개 짬로. 먼저 짬로 년랜섬 셀렘서 되나 짬로 되거든 마지막에 그 레스트
And mainly it is talking about the refuge, like taking refuge in the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha. So you have to take refuge, 3 times in the day and 3 times in the night. So
아니
you should do that without missing.
아니 뒤에 다 바르지 두거든요. 아니 심바도 투점되냐면 하고 지고 그래서
Then on top of that, among the 6 perfections, you have to practice the generosity and morality well.
대니 안에 집배나 단 대주를 하도 빼서니 아니 던주고 지게 잼배거니 아니 수수 야매지고 되는라고 그러면
And then and this says the gods, right? So like the gods and the good qualities of the gods of the desire realm and the form realm, and then follow those examples.
다 노도로 가진 네 손도 짬로 돼서 그래서 짬로
And in short, it's talking about taking refuge, in the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha.
다 줄어가 나왔어 임마.
Going to do the 5th verse.
Okay, anyone want to see that?
I'll take it.
Okay. Hey, how are you, Mary?
Good. How are you?
What's not Mary? Who's Ed?
I said. So Nagarjuna is saying that, with our actions, our words, and our thoughts, we should always focus on the good qualities, making sure that we avoid anything that's going to cloud our minds, that would block us to leading a good life and doing good deeds out there in the world.
다 되는 건 대놓을래고 그러네.
So what do you understand? What meaning do you understand from that?
That even though we know the words and we hear the words, we have to actually act upon them. We have to do good things with making sure that we take care of ourselves, that we treat others kindly, that we watch our words, that we keep our minds as pure as we can on our thoughts, on the words of the Buddha, and not, muddling them with, like he says, liquor or other intoxicants, anything that's gonna cloud our judgment in our mind.
Okay, good. 다 노도시나 근나와는 지금까지 무게점으로 틀은 데까지 내가 송고 그래서 또 되고 너.
So in short, you have to observe your body, speech, and mind, right? So and then abandon creating any of the non-virtuous actions, any of the 10 non-virtuous actions of the body, speech, and mind.
Okay, you are the 4-1, 6-1.
6. Okay, so knowing that wealth is ephemeral and insubstantial, exert yourself to properly engage in generosity toward the ordained, Brahmins, the poor, and friends. There is no better friend for your future than generosity. In my mind, this talks about 2 things. One is, don't build up your wealth in, physical things and, get caught up in the ways of the world and distracted, like mortgage, property, making money, things like that. That because we will die, life is ephemeral. We are a subtotal of our actions because of cause and effect. So if you want to be truly wealthy, even from your own self-interest, there's no greater way to ensure your future than to be generous. And if you are generous and give to the needy and do these actions that are described here, you will be building up merit and good karma. That's what I take out of that.
아니 이렇게 다 야구 고쳐 야구 총수.
Did I miss anything?
거기 야구 총수야지. 나와대 고 레하고 잡설하고.
Okay, so that'd be a good answer to the 5th verse
Job.
explanation.
Okay, 다 지난 게 explain도 있다 야보는 데 말로 서러와. 다들 노도로 뒤지 레하로 그래 총수.
So yeah, so what is the in short? What do you get from that?
In short, if you wanna have the best thing you could do for your future is just to, be generous, be kind, and think of other people, and that's you'll build up merit. You'll build up merit and good karma at that. what came to my mind.
진보다마는 then 손을 사이드스. 리하고 사이드스.
단 디나라 소데 아니 마타베기 랑시데 야고 쳔바다고 그래스. 아니 소소고 지자라 카는 소마 마템바 랑시 마타베 랑시 준데 랑시 바. 준데 랑시 바 하코네 아니 지 연댕이 쇼 기비신년다. 아니 지 쳔바톤 비쇼 아니 지다. 네 샘친 조어들어야 나고 그래서로시.
Yes, so what you said, about generosity, that's correct, right? But then it says, exert yourself and properly engage in the generosity, right? So you practice generosity by understanding that whatever wealth you have is, like it says, like ephemeral or is impermanent, right? Or it doesn't have any essence, insubstantial like that. So there's no value in that. So rather give away. If you give, then actually at least you create merit. But otherwise, if you just keep on there, it doesn't have any value. It's impermanent. It's not going to be there forever with you. So by thinking that, then you practice the generosity.
Oh, I see. Okay.
아들 가두는 코에 푼소라 마차가지고 그래스.
And so, you can't just give like that, right? So you have to have the reason, you have to have the motivation, or something has to motivate you to give. So that thought, if you think about that, like not being attached to it, by thinking about the impermanence and insubstantiality of it, if you think like that, then that will help you to be able to practice generosity.
Oh, that makes sense because it's conjoined with wisdom.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay,
Very
thank
good,
you.
good.
No, that answers better. Conjoined with wisdom. Thank you.
야, 다시로가 두 번째 좀 받아.
7th verse, we're going to do that.
Who can do? Anyone want to say that? Okay, Mori.
Okay. You should practice morality that is unimpaired, not degraded, unsullied, and free from contamination. Just as the earth supports all animate and inanimate things, ethical conduct is the foundation for all good qualities. I see that, I hear that as saying we should practice morality to the best way possible, because it's gonna hold us, it's gonna give us the foundation to have good things, like good karma, good things in our lives, in future lives. Just as the earth supports the animate and inanimate things, ethical conduct is that foundation that will help us to have the best quality of life in the best way.
That's good explain. But why you get something from them?
Say that again.
Why you get something from that? You explain is good.
Okay. I
The
get
practice.
that. Yeah.
Practical practice.
Yes. Definitely have to do good practice and the best, like be a good person, like be more, have morals and that ethical, definitely have those ethical practices.
That's good, yeah.
Is that
ethical
okay?
practice. Yeah, means that 수수고 셈 간지 무게 want too much what they go this.
So you have to stop your mind from falling under the control of the non-virtuous actions, or non-virtuous mind.
뭐야? 다들 또 간지 다 수정이 안 나서 그래.
So mainly it's talking about the practice of morality.
뭐야? 다시로 가 잡았어요, 봐.
Who's going to do the first 8?
Okay, yeah.
Do you want me to read it or just say what I get from it?
Whatever you like, and to that you can explain and also get something practice.
Okay. He's saying the 6 perfections, practice the 6 perfections, make them grow, and through that practice you'll become the Buddha. What I get from it is that they're not individual perfections. They don't exist like on an island by themselves. They build upon each other. So through generosity, you can better your discipline, better your patience, so on forth up through all of them.
Okay. Now you got something to practice every day.
Yeah, practice them all individually, but also practice them together.
Okay.
Understand that they're interlinked, but
That's good. I don't know. We can do all 6 practice same time. I think awareness for. Kadena, and so to some to Majevache, Passion took in Yamne Majevache, and that's Bangalore.
So remember this practice, of the six, perfections. Of course, it's difficult to do all them at the same time, but then if you just remember them, right? So, generosity, I have to practice generosity like that. Ethical, I have to explain, I have to practice ethical discipline like that. So if you keep thinking that, then that will help you to engage in the practice whenever you think about it.
Oh, yeah, Tashua goes in.
I'm going to do the verse 9.
You want to do?
I was thinking about this this verse earlier when I read it to review, and it was saying, respect your mother and father and you'll be famous, basically, and also have a higher rebirth later. But I was thinking, when you see other people who are very respectful to their parents, automatically I think you want to have a tendency to say, oh, they're such good people and all of that. So this is what I took from it a little bit, that it's a good thing to do, but then also will help others see you also as a good person.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. That's good. 내가 내까지 가지나 참말로 기십제고 정도 왔다. 기십도 계시 모르셔.
So the respecting, one's parents, right? One's father and mother is very important.
이 셈베다 셈제 수도 수나 기십고 그래서.
And then just like that, it is important to respect your parents, and you can follow the reason same in the same way. You should be respectful to all sentient beings.
Yeah, okay, that's good.
So would you say that that's the point then? Because if you can't respect your parents and recollect their kindness, then you're going to have a very hard time respecting others.
It's not really like that, but
if
the parents, it's not really like that, but
소소기 파마라 90체 맞으나 쟤는 90체 가보라스. 쟤한테 가보라.
yeah. This is Korea. Because if you respect parents, we have a lot of reasons. And others, we don't have much of reasons why I have to respect them. And if you think about kindness for parents, then others also kindness for directly, indirectly. That way.
소소기 파마라 90체 맞으면 쟤는 90체 가보라.
Okay.
So if you can't respect your parents, then it will be difficult to respect others.
Yeah. Okay. 난 네게 때나가는 아니 기십지와대 빼 계셔버려서다. 샘제 수지는 기십지한테.
So this is saying that respecting, is very important. Of course, one's parents and all the sentient beings.
아니 로종 특집은 아예와 간다 서당 쪽에 다니까라 메시지 전화 서바도 초등학교 반점을 때나 집어야 말이야.
So just like in the 8 verses of mind training, where it says, when you're in association with others, always see yourself as the lowest. And then with the, from the depth of one's heart, see others as the supreme. See others as the supreme. So when you see others as supreme, then you automatically respect them.
Oh yeah. 다 쇼로가 그와다 저와다 주진이 때나 집어야나. 대소이마. 10 and 11.
10 and 11, they're very similar. So who wants to go with that?
Okay, Deborah.
I was going to say they 10 and 11 go together. So for lay people, it's hard. Some of the things are obviously harmful, but some of the things are just normal behavior for lay people. And so he's encouraging lay people to occasionally take the precepts where you avoid doing all of these things. And the benefit is that you'll be born in a higher realm where it's easier to practice Dharma, perhaps.
Then where do you get the practice from here?
That's important to try and take them to do these, because it would be, as a lay person, you don't have vows. Unless you take a vow to do it, it's hard to do them. So we're encouraged to take the lay vow, like 1 day vows occasionally.
That's good. Yeah. Then they to 드셔서 돈 받아. 용내 돈 받을 랭고 그래서 택지 모르지 그래.
So here it is talking about the 8 minor precepts, right? And the lay vows. So you have to take it occasionally in order to take the reap the benefit from it.
Okay. Mark, do you take precepts? Have you took? Never. You also doesn't follow this book. Okay. 다 쇼로가 중니의 수인 봐.
What to do verse 12.
I have a question about the last one. Is that okay?
Yeah, please.
Can I ask a question? I've
Yeah,
never
yeah.
seen this. I've never seen this actually where it says keeping these vows on a Sabbath day. What does that mean, Sabbath day?
Hello.
Tu sens beau, tu vois cela. C'est sans te sens là.
Yeah.
Tu vas là maintenant.
어디 새로 살려면은 되기 전에 안 좋지 여러 어디.
Sabbath day, I think, is referring to the on a special occasions,
Ah,
on
Yeah,
a holidays, on
religious
a holidays
day,
like
yeah.
Buddha's birthday, full moon day, like that, And so those
Thank you.
that's what it's that's it referring to, I think.
Okay. 다 중니 쇼로가 중니 clearly you do that. Who's going to 12? Yes, Marco.
I think I think here Nagarjuna is trying to tell us with these afflictions, how these are enemies and we have to avoid them, so we can get rid of our ignorance.
Okay.
And
what you
creating more merit for ourselves and more virtue.
okay. Then why you take some practice from here?
Well, because it's tough for us to do these on a daily basis, let alone full time. So if we can learn to do it, we'll be creating in ourselves a better mindset and more of a moral way of living.
Okay, that's good. That's good. 단 얘기 때나도 또다 요모라 그 요모세대 거디나 짰다고 그래서.
And so what it's mainly saying is that we should the delusion. This is all talking about the delusion, right? The stinginess, the cunning, deceit, desire, laziness. All these are delusions. So you should always see the delusions as your enemy.
그래. 다 쇼로가 주주도 주니 조금 주신이 되나 지바시 대수인 봐.
Now the verse 13 and 14 are similar. Who wants to go with that?
I'll go with that.
Good. I know you would. I know you would jump that.
Oh, you knew I was going to do this. Okay. Well, I think okay, I'll just read this out. I'll just read verse 13 because that's the one that really hit me. Conscientiousness is the source of the nectar of immortality. That to me means that if one can be conscientious about one's body, one's speech, and one's mind, that is the ultimate characteristic that it's the ultimate characteristic to have and to pay attention to at all times, to be conscientious of everything that you say, everything that you think, and everything that you do with your body. And it helps apparently to increase virtuous deeds. And when they say always be respectfully conscientious, to me, that means one of the most powerful characteristics that one can have. And if you can practice that daily, I mean, that's a hard one to practice, to be conscientious with everything. But to me, this means that this is the best characteristic to pay attention to.
That's good. Wow. You are really a good graduate.
Okay, well, okay.
No, it's good. That's good. 재단원에 가지나 저도 받아대 봐. 가지 수수 셈 따지죠. 셈 따보죠. 따는 것이 좋아 되게로.
So yeah, like you said, being conscientious about your mind, your thoughts, and your body and your speech is very important.
내가 셈도 마 되네야 셈 가르치는 거 따고 그랬어.
And so you should, sit back and then look at your mind and see what it is thinking.
먼저까지 끼었는데 파주 짜냐 되는 수술 끼얹어 보고 말해.
So we never look into ourselves. We always look at others, right? And so we look into the faults of others. We don't see our own faults.
Right. Okay.
What's the Tibetan word for conscientiousness?
Oh, yeah.
How's that different than shijin, like introspection?
시즌 세대고 땅에 들어왔어. 바이오 세대 다 지금 유목에 대해서 만들었지. 받아댄 바지. substitute.
It's the conscientious meaning like being is like being careful. The introspection is like spy checking. What is it doing? Is it doing good or is it doing bad? But here is doing like making sure you're doing good.
Okay. Okay. 다 되는 제와 있나? 간지 누가 되는 제와나? 아니 다왔던 자원을 지내는 요마다 다토 그래서 아니 세몬 참아도 또 저거는 야고 쳐는 그래서 또 셈파다 맞지나? 이 쭉 지휘되는 소도.
And then in the verse 14, and it talks about so if you are conscientious, then even if you have done something bad in the past, you can still get rid of all those bad things that you did, just like a moon, free from the cloud like that.
아니 지금 뭐다 뒤에 제외도네 셈먹이 네 쇼에서 송이가 봐요는 딱 맨에 빼면서 내가 같이 뭐래 송거를 간지 학고네 지금 게티고 랑도 학고에도 내가 간지 대도는 소소 셈다고 잡아나 하는 배디 체요레스.
And so by understanding the disadvantages of the non-virtuous actions and advantages of the virtuous actions, if you be conscientious and guard your mind, then that's even more beneficial.
Okay, 다시 올라가 정하수 이봐. Who's going to 15? Are you guys all done? Who left? Oh, still here. Okay, who's going?
The verse 15 is he started explaining about patience. And in this 15 verse, particularly talking about there's no other difficult practice equal to patience and then giving up anger. That's 15, because there's not sort of like a patient, you should not give anger to a chance to rise. The Buddha said that by eliminating anger, you will obtain a state of being non-returning. So by giving up anger with patience, that's the antidote, you can attain that non-returning.
야,
치명은 도그랬어.
아니, 심어도 시도 말했어. 고발한 유튜브 제가 말했어. 좋아. 다들 간제 조바야고 공부를 조바야고 공부가 있나? 콘로 제가 고가 마셔나? 아니 아주 고발에 맞게하게 산지에서 톱도 그랬어. 나중에 고마 톱 그래서 놓고 줬더라.
So yeah, so non-returning is not returning to the samsara, right? So you'll achieve by practicing that, you'll achieve instead of arhatship, the four destroyer, right? And then you will not have to come back or not return back to the samsara again.
아니 주로 봐도 다 고노지나 고노 가는 제가 그랬어. 고노도 제가 깨달으라고도.
And then in verse 16, it explains how do you get angry. So if you do this, then you get angry in that way. So it talks about the reason or the way the anger arises.
그러나 주로가 딩에 되가 안에 조바 공부 그랬어. 안에 조바 공부는 고노 느끼지 못하지.
So the earlier verse talks about the anger, right? So then so if you in the letter it says if you don't practice the patience, then you'll get angry. You'll get angry.
Like that. Who will have to a little bit explain for 16? Yeah, I call it. Rika's doing good. She catch the man pounds. Okay, anyone like to say how to get mad? How to get angry? Now, who doesn't done once? Yeah, what you like say?
16, you said?
Yeah.
Okay. So it says, he's abused me, strive to feed me, and all my money too he has purloined. To harbor such resentment leads to strife. Give up your grudge, and sleep will easily come. So the first line, where it talks about like that's our primary response is to blame the other person for what they do to me, but we don't see that what we have done to cause this to happen. We only see that we make ourselves a victim, right? And we have some responsibility, right? And we ignore that, and then we get angry at the other person, right? And there's that person is under the control of delusions, and we don't see that. We just see that they're a bad person. Then we put distance between ourselves and them, right?
Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. 간제 공로도 찍으라다. 그만 하고 치마도 그만 마비 쳐서 그래가 정원도 대장장 그런다네. 아니 컨트롤하는 거 해서 그러와.
So just like it says here, right? So, he criticized me, or he defeated me, he stole my work, he didn't do well, he didn't treat me well. Like that. If you keep thinking like that, then that will make you get angry.
That's good. 다 대가는 대가라서면 마데 미 셴베 콜라 두거든 삼바데스.
So don't think about what bad things others did to you. So if you keep on thinking those things, then it will make you get angry.
근데 나치메게 미여래.
Is there a being without any good quality? Is there a being? Is there a human being and without any good quality?
요 말에.
No.
No, everybody has some good quality.
Yeah, some good qualities. 제자 남주 교양의 전에는 그디당한테 교양자냥 도대 그랬어.
So we all have all the human beings have good and bad qualities, right? So if you think about the bad qualities, then you only see the bad qualities, right?
단단 남주 신의 권은 남블리 차네야. 아니 다 밑에도 스치기 쫀 통용할 때 밑에 요래. 밑에 강사 될도 쫀 통에 스치고 말사시. 다시 전용을 해.
So has there been anybody since this the world has come to exist? Has there been anybody who says, "Oh, this person doesn't have any faults at all"? Any fault at all? 쫀딴데 말이라.
네, 쫀딴데 스치다 참이겠다. 밑에 쫀용 말사야.
Is there any one person that nobody sees fault in him or
Yeah,
her?
exactly. Really? How about Buddha?
But you said that people don't see, I guess.
Well, people saw faults in me.
Yeah.
David, I tried to poison him.
Yeah.
How about Jesus?
David, that's a soft fault.
Lots of faults.
Yeah, exactly. Right? How about you?
Am I perfect?
No.
Just the closest to.
No. I thought nobody see any fault here.
Nobody sees any fault in you.
Everybody does.
Only one person. Oh, Mark's very nice person. He's very good. Anyway, I'm just kidding. 제가 들은 거 쬐는나 그디 쬐지면 야인 통말와.
So even if the other person don't have any faults, you can still see faults, right? So if you look at the fault, then you only see the fault.
제가 들은 가디나 미스도 수입하나. 쬐고지는 맞다고지. 근데 간에 강부터 이게 답시고 그래서 대고고도.
So there isn't anybody without any faults, but there isn't anybody either without any qualities, right? So they all have some good qualities. So always look into the quality and good qualities instead of looking at the bad faults, the faults.
Okay, 다시 올라가 준비된. Who's going to 17? Any like to voluntary? Yes, please go ahead.
Okay. I
Yeah,
have some
whatever you
thought, but okay. So should understand that thoughts are like drawing figures on water, in earth, or in stone. For mental afflictions, the first is best. For aspiring to the Dharma, last is best. So maybe when he's saying that thoughts are like drawings on water, earth, and stone, different forms of elements. So saying that it's best for mental afflictions to be like on water that's completely transparent and kind of formless and always changing, then the mental afflictions can easily they don't have any foundation and they can easily transform into something else. And maybe because water also kind of can give you life in a sense, maybe you're able to transform even your afflictions into something positive. And then for those aspiring to Dharma, maybe thoughts aspiring to this one, I was a little confused, so I don't know. But maybe on the to be on stone is more
stone is more concise, like more connected, more real foundation. But and when you're drawing figures on something, it's like a reflection of something else. That's all I can say. I'm not sure.
That's good. That's good. So, wonderful. Very good. Thank you. I think you're also like new today, right?
Yeah, I'm
Have you studied Buddhism before?
Yeah, I'm practicing. Of course, I
Okay,
need to know more, but
Yeah, it's good. Anyway, it's a wonderful, good explain. 당한도 철을 못 줘, 사강을 못 줘, 도강을 못 줘, tempo, su tempo, su tempo 맞나?
So like in talking about drawing on a water, drawing in earth, and drawing on in stone, right? So which one is more stable, drawing on a water, or drawing on a earth, or drawing on a stone?
아니, 철을 못 줘나 까지 세컨 주대 말어. 못 돼서 그 매우 잘 그러.
So if you draw on a water, maybe it will last only for a second, right? And once soon after you finish drawing, then it will be gone again, right? Because the water keeps moving.
아니 사강은 때시야 세컨까지 돼라. 라바는 그때 되고.
But if you draw in earth, then maybe it will last a little bit longer. Maybe if there's no strong wind blowing, then it will still be there. If there is a strong wind blowing, then it will blow the earth away, and then that drawing will be gone also. And then rather than that, if you draw it on a stone, then it's very stable, right? Nothing can easily erase it.
for the samsara. 제가 대나지 다디기 빼 가리고 있나? 만두질라 빼네. 내차 셔당 콘도 녀모에 셈비도. 대처를 못 하면 그냥 셈은 된대요 말했어. 셈이냐 돼요 말했어.
So just like the drawing in the water, which doesn't last for a long time, we shouldn't keep the afflictions, the mental afflictions or the delusional minds, delusion thoughts, in our mind, for a long time.
Example: someone met you yesterday. Example: I hope nobody met. If that you don't think today, like, oh, he get me mad. He's a very terrible person. Don't keep your mind think that. Then they become more bigger. Therefore, there's any kind delusions someone may use. Don't go.
Don't keep in your mind.
Right? Sometimes some people keep mind all the problems. Some people a little bit just shocked. When they finish shocked, they're going to shadow you.
That anger will be gone once they have expressed, or exploded it out.
Which one better? What kind of person you?
I think it's better to get rid of it, honestly. Because then, like, if you keep it inside, it's like a seed that can grow. It's better to just get it out. That's my style anyway. Some people say, "Oh no, that's not good," but then the anger can turn into a vile hate too. So I don't know if that's so good.
I would ask, like, are those the only two options though? Right?
Something's broken at the house.
Is it just that we can?
Yeah, it's okay.
Oh, poor guy.
I just came and I gotta go back
Good seeing you.
for a minute.
Okay, it's okay.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I'll see you next week.
Yeah.
I'll be back to clean.
Yeah.
Needed in surgery.
So sorry.
Wait, what do we say?
So, like, I'm asking you, are these the only two options, to express the anger or to keep it inside? Right? There has to be some. Those both seem unhealthy, right? So there has to be a different way to deal with it.
If you're angry, then not only two options.
What about applying an antidote?
That's good.
You shouldn't get angry. So when you express that, do you get angry?
You express the anger?
Yeah.
You're
That means you're
already
angry.
You're
Right?
already angry. Yeah.
You're angry, you shout, or you say something, or
Right.
do something bad, or do something bad, or kick somewhere.
It's gotta go somewhere.
Yeah.
See, no, that's too
So
common action.
that's not what Geshe is talking about when he says, express it.
I mean, yesterday someone blocked your doorway. Just simple way. Yesterday, someone blocks you, you drop it. And today, you still, you blocked my dog yesterday, you just still keep you that. My means, don't keep that. Yesterday, you blocked. Jesus. 아니, 가서 그 block 채워야 다들 다 데이터 상담하듯이.
No, you don't have to go out and say, yesterday somebody blocked your driveway and you got angry. And then you don't keep that in your mind. You shouldn't keep that in your mind. It doesn't mean that you have to go out and shout at somebody and say something or do something bad to that person. You don't have to do that. Just say, oh, yesterday, it was yesterday. He's no longer blocking today. So I don't have to keep that in my mind. It's gone now, it's done. So just forget it. So you don't have to express, just forget it.
So the anger arises and you let it pass away.
Well, you don't have the secondary mental factor of resentment, like hanging on to that resentment after that the anger is already.
So yeah, I mean, you don't express it, but you can just say, oh, it doesn't matter. It's okay, it's done, it's done. It doesn't matter now, so just think like that and then forget about it. So just like you draw on the water, so does it last? The moment you draw it, then even before you finish the line, the beginning line will be gone. So it has to be that quick,
Okay.
Yeah, come then go. Like that.
If you boss make me yesterday, don't keep every day that. My bad, boss.
Because when you let it out, like to have the anger, you've already created the mental karma. And then if you're going to express it verbally, then you've created the verbal karma too, right? So it's not like you're releasing it, you're just creating more negative karma.
It can disappear in here. You don't have to go somewhere else.
Okay, anyway, Curly, right? Your name is Curly? Curly died, what, Dylan? My English is very bad. Say?
It's Clara. It's Clara.
Clara. Anyway.
Clara. Yeah.
Okay. Clara was very good to you explain. Means the inflection for our mind, attachment, angry, jealous. That don't keep that just in your mind always. They will try to come, then just go. Just don't keep it. Okay? Then 네가 된다 또 가르쳐나 가지나 셈도 다 보자고 그래서.
So anyway, another way of looking at it is that you have to always watch your mind, what the kind of the aspiration for dharma or the affliction arising in your mind.
Okay, 묘모를 갑자기 따고 위에 뒤걸어 씌워도. 다 대래 간지 remote 담아도 소미로 와서. 디나네 대처를 remote 원이 있고 그래서. 다 개회서 맞고 있나? 아니 돌을 remote 원이 있고 그래서.
And then for the negative thoughts, like the affliction, so the anger, it should be like a drawing on the water. But for positive thoughts, it should be like aspiring to the Dharma, or positive thoughts, it should be like a drawing in a stone.
Okay. 또 샘치. 다 실로가 접제도 해 봐.
Who wants to go with verse 18?
Everyone gone? I think trust you didn't go. You go what?
I'll try this one. Teresa.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Everyone just your awareness. When I call your name, sometimes I said totally wrong. You are to forgive me, okay? Correct, and you just say, okay, this is how you read the English, okay? I see here 20 years. I'm here 20 years almost. Still my English reading like that.
You do great, Geshe-la. You do great.
Therefore, you guys also not
So don't be upset or disappointed.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Please.
Okay, I think in this verse 18 is making an analogy between three types of ordinary speech: pleasing, truthful, and improper, with honey, flour, and filth. And that last one, improper, The last type of these should be abandoned, maybe like filth. Maybe we let go of it like we do filth. I like the analogy of pleasing with honey, truthful with flour. It's nice, those analogies. I think very poetic. I don't know. Is that enough?
Yeah, that's good. That's good. That's
Good,
good.
good.
So yeah, and it's the way of talking, the way you talk, the speech or the word that you use. So it should be the first two and should not have the last one.
Right. 간제 내 단지상도 담보 아니 셈나 따치다. 되네 아니 말아 따치지가 도왔어.
This is like observing your speech, right? So before we talked about observing your mind, and now this is observing your speech.
제다다 요나다 간지 이게들 찍어라 특도하는 팀마도와 답시 간다도 제거래.
And so like when you're talking or writing messages, text messages, you should try not to use the improper words.
미 봐줘 삼나 포야가 계시 말해서 된다고 거기도.
And so you should not say or write the things that may hurt other people's feeling.
제다 아니 다 매도다 정틀마게 수치요 말와.
And so like the pleasing and the truthful, is like honey and flour, right? So everybody likes honey and flour, right?
어다 제다 가지 든지게 봐지. 같이 등님보 미상마가 나온도더니 제대로 야보요래.
And so if you can talk, use the words that is very pleasant and truthful, and that is liked by everybody, then it will be very good.
제가 다 주로가 줍대니가 소주 세마다지. 줍대니가 소주 말았다 세네서.
So the verse 17, is saying to watch your mind, and verse 18 is saying watch your speech.
아 덴데시에 또와이나 내가 갈때 오나 바지 좁게 돼 봐야 덴데시 제 조사래. 그래서 가져도 녹음도 바지 덴도 조사래.
And then if you do that, then the result that you'll get from that, is kind of explained. You can say it is explained in verse 19, and it doesn't say it directly, but you can say that it does explain.
아니 제 나와네 만반에 나완도 담아도 숨이요래스.
So just like it says here, going from light to light, light to dark, and dark to dark, like that. There's 3 ways of going.
다네가나 다네나 년소네 덴론도와 년소가로 덴론네 덴론도와 년론네 덴론도와 덴론네 년론도와 덴디마도 시요래스.
So from light to light, it's like from going from upper realm to upper realm, or higher realm to higher realm. And then going from dark to dark is from lower realm to lower realm, and then from going dark to light, is like going from the lower realm up to the higher realm.
제가 다 든지게 리다 셈당 아니자가 다시 답보고 제와였나 아니 덴론도 아니 찬스 마요래서 고쳐서.
So whether you will go from light to light, dark to dark, or dark to light depends, whether you have watched your mind and speech or not.
Light to dark. There's 4.
Dark to dark. Yeah, we don't want to go dark to dark.
This is 4 options.
Yeah.
Light to light, dark to dark, dark to light, light to dark.
Okay, where are we now? Where are we now?
Light.
Really?
Samsara.
Yeah, we're light. Then we have but we're upper.
Lower
We're in the upper realm though. We're in the
Yeah.
14th realm. That's
Right.
what this is
We're
referring
not,
to.
okay, yeah, we're not in the lower realms, but we're not.
Yeah.
Like,
나타나도 되노라 이랬어.
So we're in the higher realm, right? We're in the higher realm, so that's the light.
다 내는 마시네 양종한도 다 당한도 나슈네 시다 제나 다제 주주도 메까지 추다다가 내 제와나 나와는 어서 자노.
So if you die from here and then you are born back into the higher realm again, then you're going from light to light.
예. 다 내는 간도 버춘다고 지내고 제나 아니 나와는 만바서 자노.
So, but after you die from this life, if you are born, as a dog or cow, then it's going from light to dark.
다 된다. Who has a dog? Yeah.
Who has a dog? You have dog?
dog. 다 된다. 저런 게 제대 단다 다 멀게 되어서 가지.
So your dog is now, according to this, you're in the dark.
다 되네 마셔네 믿어 가도 추다다가 믿잖아. 아니 만바는 나와 제로 해 버려.
So because of some karmic connection, if when it dies and then it's born as a human being, then it's going from dark to light.
다 양주 최대 되는 마야 냐도 제소나 물 맞죠 냐도 제 염의 질제원은 못 받는
And then, but instead of being born as a human being, so if it's born back as a fish or something, some kind of animal, then it's going from dark to dark.
Okay. 어쨌든 들으셨다. 제가 들리는 다 같이 샘당 아니가 나보야고 자와이나 나와는 나와도 근데 독그래서 들에 고쳐서.
And so if you watch your speech and mind carefully, then and protect it from abstaining from creating non-virtuous actions, then you can say it will help you to go from light to light.
Okay, that means 수수 샘났다고 자고 그랬어. 수수 말았다고 자고 그랬어.
So if you want to go from light to light, then you should always watch your mind and speech.
Okay. Any questions? Any question you guys have? It just makes sense a little bit. Now we are refresh, okay? Refresh our computer, okay? Refresh, right?
Yeah.
Restore or refresh? Restore for all of us, okay? Next week, then we can go to direct next verse. Any questions? You guys have? How about you guys? No questions?
I had a question.
Yes, please.
Before when we were talking about holding on to like not saying like not thinking about like, oh, that person did that, they did that, and all the time looking to the other person. Is it also like strengthening the ego, right? Like this way of always looking at others and comparing, like, is it making a bigger ego, which then can create more anger? Like, oh, something's like with the stronger ego, then like it's more easily to be hurt because you have this strong ego.
이것은 전화도 이것은 다 맞지. 마음마세 지모저라. 제전에 들은 완전 미셔다 거의 되져서 거의.
왜? there 또 만들었어.
Yeah. Well, it's because of the ego, right? So because you think of yourself grasping at the eye, and then oh, he did this to me. He said this to me. He treated him in this. It may mean like always that that's like grasping at the ego. So because of that, then you blame on others. And then when you think about those bad things that they did to you, then yes, anger will arise.
Yeah, ego or self-grasping is the root of the cause of the problems. I don't like me. They do for me. Or I hate them, they will say, oh, I come in. This is the root. They will taught you a little bit less I than sleeping. Good night. Are you okay? What happened?
I was meditating.
Oh, that's good. That's one. Any questions? Yes.
This question isn't directly related to one of the verses, but it is related to karma and actually relates to a conversation that Mark and I had recently. How can a negative activity be a condition for the ripening of a positive karma? For instance, just take the example of fishing for sport. You're fishing and you feel like you get a lot of joy from you feel pleasant from that. So you have a pleasant feeling from a non-virtuous action. So the fishing is just the condition. So the pleasant feeling is the ripening of a past virtue. But I guess I wonder, how can a negative action be a condition for a ripening of a positive karma?
You have something?
Yeah.
What would the conditioning, wouldn't the pleasure of fishing actually be the ripening of a past negative karma, because you get the result of a past action? So if you killed, you enjoy killing in the future. And so it's actually, you're getting the result of a negative because the pleasure you're feeling is by default the negative.
But that's a different karmic track because you still have a pleasant feeling and you know that you have a pleasant feeling that necessarily needs to be the result of a virtue.
Pleasure doesn't have to be the result of a virtue.
Yes, it does. How you think that non-virtue can cause a non-virtuous action can cause pleasure?
Sure, sure. That's why people do it, because they get pleasure.
No, that's but it's the law of karma. The virtuous actions result in pleasant experience, and non-virtue results in non-virtue. So you can't. So that's just a condition. That doesn't mean like that's a different ripening than the negative action is just the condition, right?
모를까?
저희나들 하고서 잖아.
냐세비 대화대. 아니 냐세비 동화대 가루다.
냐세비 대화대?
냐세네 냐세비 대화대. 그신데 그래서.
교회적으로 왔어.
교회적으로 왔어. 대화로 왔어.
대화대에서는 교회적으로.
제가
냐세기 대화대. 오늘 대화를 갖다 대화 말아. 대화 전반을 먼저 대화 말아. 가르쳐 그래.
오케이.
대화 전반에게 오늘 대화를 했다.
오늘 대화도 말 얘네 대화도 가까.
대화 전반하다.
저한테 동안은 거기는 맨날 대화다 해야 돼. Okay, Rika.
Well, to me, the pleasure is not coming from a positive, the virtuous karma, because it's coming from attachment of the worldly pleasure. So that's a wrong pleasure. So it's coming from since the beginningless time.
But that's all there is in samsara. That's the only kind of pleasure. Contaminated pleasure is all there is.
That's not true. We can practice dharma and then practice virtue, the real virtue from practicing dharma, and having a pleasure from practicing dharma to the street, taking a refuge, and then feeling the pleasure. That's a positive karma ripening.
But karma doesn't ripen immediately. It's not necessary.
But that pleasure is the attachment to the worldly concerns.
But it's
the
still
worldly,
pleasure.
Worldly dharma.
It's still pleasure.
Yeah, but that's wrong. It's a wrong view.
But I didn't say it was right. I'm just saying
it's a wrong view.
It doesn't matter. I'm just saying
It's a wrong view.
It doesn't matter. You still feel
It does matter because it's a wrong view. It's a wrong view. We have this wrong view.
Even a pleasant breeze for a hell being, right? That is the result of.
But that doesn't bring that's not a virtuous.
But all I'm saying, the pleasant feelings come from virtuous actions. We can agree on that, right? What is
yeah, that's good.
What kind of pleasant feeling?
That's a good question.
What kind of pleasant feeling?
Yeah,
it's not
tell me
efficient.
what kind of, you have to tell me what kind of pleasant.
Any kind of pleasant feeling. Pleasant feeling.
Yeah,
Here's the definition. The definition of a pleasant feeling is something that when you meet with it, you want it again.
Well,
you want to
different
meet
kind
with
of
it again.
suffering.
That's it according to
three different kind of suffering. The second one is the change.
We're just talking about pleasant feeling.
Yeah,
We're just
suffering.
We're not talking about suffering. We're talking about a pleasant feeling. As defined, but you can have three different kinds of feelings: pleasant, unpleasant, or neutral. And that's what we're talking about is feelings.
But the pleasant that we are attached to is the suffering of change, which is the worldly dharma.
But that doesn't matter. It's still caused by
the beginningless time. We are creating. That's why we are in samsara, because we are attached to that.
I get that.
Now you can ask a question. This is
So now you can ask questions to Jennifer. Is that a happiness?
Is that a happiness?
That's not. We're not talking about happiness. I never said happiness. I said pleasant feeling. Is it true? What is the definition of pleasant feeling according to that? It is.
Well, but it's a virtue or non-virtue?
We're talking about
So you're saying pleasant feeling is not happiness.
A pleasant feeling is something that you.
So what is happiness then?
What is happiness? Worldly happiness?
No, the pleasant feeling is the happiness.
Yeah, but can you say though that so you're saying that if you go fishing and you feel happy, that happiness, that karmic track, that ripening of that happiness, that isn't coming from the fishing. That's just a condition. That is just a condition. That karma could have been created 100 years ago, or 1,000, or 1,000,000 years ago, right? It's not coming from the fishing.
So when you say what is happiness, now what did you say?
Which happiness, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't equate happiness with feelings. So maybe I'm wrong about that. I was just talking about a pleasant feeling, like when you have a pleasant feeling of something that that you want.
Pleasant feeling is happiness or not? The pleasant feelings. It's not happiness. Right?
Pleasant feeling is a happiness.
Okay, it's
I guess
pleasant.
you could say, you know.
Okay, pleasant feeling is happiness.
That's not the definition of it. But
So the pleasant feeling is feeling is a result of positive action.
Virtuous activity results in.
No, the pleasant feeling is a result of virtuous action, or no? Yes
say
or no?
Yes.
So in anything that is the result of positive action is happiness.
Okay. All right.
Okay. So then pleasant feeling is happiness?
I guess so, by that definition, but that's not what we were debating.
No, that's what we're talking about. So pleasant feeling is happiness, but you said no, not happiness.
Oh, I was just talking about the technical definition where it says something that you encounter that you want to continue to encounter, versus unpleasant, something that you encounter that you don't want to come in contact with.
Is happiness?
So pleasant feeling is happiness now, right?
I guess by that definition, but that still doesn't change the discussion.
No, we're getting there. So
okay.
It's happiness, right?
Okay.
So the pleasant feeling is happiness, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Then nyasibe tin do maros. Nyasibe kawati do maros.
You know, nyasibe di kieres or the marasa.
Jema nyasibe tin do maros.
Marasa. Mar the motion di nyasibe do mar nyasibe di kieres.
Jema.
The nyasibe the gauchi de oyo majora. Nyasibe de odi. Nyasibe the kenchine the odi boras. And Judy Jores and Yamana Sasha was.
The Jima Sayo Shwanda and nyasibe do maros.
Nyasibe do so the king is the king do chora.
It is the real matter. Yes, my lord.
So you're saying that the happiness you get from fishing is not the result of fishing?
Well, it doesn't have to be. When you talk
is it a result of fishing or not?
I would say no.
No, Marisa.
No.
Marwa. And take change in the Shomaras.
But isn't it the condition? Isn't the condition isn't the fishing a condition for the happiness of fishing?
It's a condition, but it's not the substantial cause.
It's
not substantial cause.
So it is what do you call that? Auxiliary cause.
Yeah. Yes.
So it is a cause.
But not the substantial. But not the substantial cause.
So it's a cause.
Okay.
Is it a cause or not? But the question was cause or not, right? You said not. So is it an auxiliary cause or not?
Yes.
Yes.
So
So now it's a cause, right?
Right.
Because it's an auxiliary cause.
But a condition.
Auxiliary cause is cause or not?
Just like the water is the condition for the ripening of the seed. Yes.
No, the auxiliary cause is cause or not?
A condition is
auxiliary cause is cause or not?
Auxiliary cause is a cause.
Yes. Okay. So therefore it's a cause.
But I'm talking about it's a cause. It's not the substantial cause.
No, we're not talking about the substantial. We're not asking it. It's a cause or not? It's a cause. So it is the result of the fishing then. Because fishing is the cause.
But don't we talk about?
Yes or no? Yes or no?
I just want to learn. Don't we talk about
No.
substantial causes?
This is how you learn it. This is how you learn it.
Yeah, this is learning.
It's a cause.
So your question is not whether it is a substantial cause or not, right? Your question is that you said the cause is something else.
No,
but we're saying that is the cause. So we're trying to prove that is the cause.
But I want to clarify. My question was, it can't be the substantial cause.
No, we're not talking about. We're just talking about the cause.
That was my question. But you're not answering my question.
We're not talking about the substantial cause. Yes.
Yes.
Yes, it cannot be substantial cause. Yes,
That was
that's
my
true.
point. It cannot be the substantial cause.
Yes.
That's exactly what I said.
So even though it's not the substantial cause, but it's a cause, right?
Yeah, but my question was about.
Yes.
the substantial- Yes.
그런 거 시바 가리 시바 쌀이 냠마지 그런 거 제쳐만 그 냐세베 대와도 그때 진짜서 말was 가라 냐세베 먹게 샘때 티 대와도 못 줘서 말was 대 그런 게 되게 전에 그런 게 아니 샘 가로 딱 쌀이 냠마지 안티 대와 못 줘서 말was 그거 제거로 가 시바 가
그래서 얘네들도 가셔.
시바 그런 게 시바 나만 해서 샤고 냐세베 먹게 샘 샤고 말해 냐미세베 먹게 샘다 먹게 샘 때티 테라 때네 아니 티 다 좋아도 와지 용거로 얘나 티 시바고 가자 되고 그래서 시바로 와래
그거 가대 그치고 간대.
시바다 대해야 돼 되게 깨지네 아니 다 설 그런 거 설 심바지
야세게 샤바되기
되게 깨지네
괜찮네.
되게 깨지네 아니 시바 심바지 설지 다디 좋아도 와도 못 쳐서 말아 냐 세비 시바 코라 팅어 줘
아니 다 가래 가서 샤바 가래들 먹어줘서.
다디 코라 거 냐는 거야 다 시바 코라 거 빠자지 빠자 냐 빠자야 되는 시바지 팅어야 쳐서 빠자야 세 시베 못 쳐서
So if it is a substantial cause, then it has to be something that changes into the result, right?
Exactly.
Right.
Yes.
So it has to be that previous mind.
Yes.
So it's not the mind, that kills the fish, but the mind, separate mind that turns into the happiness of fishing, killing the fish. So that's the substantial cause.
So the previous mind.
Previous mind, yes. The previous mind that turned into the happiness that turned into the mind, feeling happy of killing fish.
Okay.
저랑 대자원은 범바도 시바지로 와. 그럼 범바도 시비 못 쳐서 말어 왔어.
So just like when we say a mind that cognizes a vase, right?
Yeah.
A pot, a mind that cognizes a vase, is a separate from the vase, right? It's not the vase that turned into a mind cognizing the vase.
얘나 범바도 코티에 제로 와.
But the vase is a condition for the mind, cognizing the vase to generate.
얘나 디 시바데 그런 거딱 그런 말로기 간지 뭐보다 예트지고 디 시바 용거스.
And so that mind, which cognizes the vase, the previous mind, it could be any kind of mind, right? And so that turned into the mind cognizing the vase.
다 냐스베 먹게와 되게 먹게와 시바도 내가 때네 다 좋아되어지까지 냐샤서 좋아되어 용한테 시바고를 하셔야 돼.
And so that the feeling of happiness or pleasant that comes from killing the fish, is separate from the mind that kills the fish.
So the cause though had in.
So yeah, it's an auxiliary cause. The killing fish, the mind that kills the fish, is the auxiliary cause, for the pleasant feeling that gets from the killing fish.
But the pleasant feeling has to come from. Does it come from a virtuous mind?
Yeah, of course.
Right.
냐세기 가와줘라. 디디 가서 give it to us.
냐세가 가와도 give it 말해.
냐세 most this one, the pleasant feelings and this one. 냐세 가와도. 냐세도 지금 나 가와줘. 다 기분 좋다 생겨라.
저 동안 두셔됐다. 제가 동안 여기 두셔됐다.
Yeah, so that's anyway. So we, So like we're talking about the pleasant feeling, right? So
yeah.
I mean, what kind of pleasant feeling, is a pleasant feeling. So what kind of pleasant feeling for you is a pleasant feeling for others, right? So it depends, right? So like, will you be happy to sleep in a swamp?
To do what?
To sleep in a swamp, like in a mud, like a filthy mud. The pigs like that, right?
Yeah.
So for a pig, it is a pleasant feeling.
Yeah.
But for you, is it a pleasant feeling or not?
No.
No, right? So can that pleasant feeling It's not pleasant feeling for you, right? So pleasant feeling for the guy who kills a fish.
Fish guy?
It's not a pleasant feeling.
No, but no pleasant feeling is inherently pleasant for everybody. So, right? So no pleasant.
But yeah.
But a pleasant feeling.
What?
There's no inherently pleasant feeling, right?
No,
nothing.
there's
right.
nothing.
So nothing. It doesn't matter whether it's fishing or sleeping in the mud, whatever it is, eating ice cream or nothing is pleasant for everybody.
No. What's the final question then?
But to feel that the sense that a feeling.
저는 원하는 this word, the pleasant feeling of fishing. So the 냐세하게 가져라. 어디 개워두고 해서 그런 거죠.
말했을 때 개워진 말했을 때.
So Geshe said that pleasant feeling is not the result of virtue.
Can I ask?
Well, so then are you so what about another pleasant feeling? Eating ice cream or hugging your child?
그거는 이제 대화치는 말. 그거
None of that is from virtue?
예외도 말해서
개워두 말해.
소소 보고라 함이야죠. 보고라 함 대화녀야죠.
대야 그 용다 가가지고 말. 그냥 제세자 말이라 해 말.
내가 배나던 나도 배나 사회 값서 사회 값서 내가 실을 롱 포도네 대화좀 거라. 얘들은 개워되고 그래서 거라. 배전한들 쓰다.
앞에서 가지는 이들 연락이나 파시잖아. 난 거는 이미 따야 돼. 그래서 그냥 예외도 말해.
이제서 다가는 대화
강가 연락을 맡았다. 미세 오늘 개원 레벨다. 개원 레벨라. 그걸 로 타고 잡아지 용어 그래서 아마 로 타고 잡아 강가 이렇게 말해.
지난번에 와서는 미껴야 되는 겨울도 많이 써가지고.
대도 된 말이야. 개원 레벨라. 수볼 앞에 로 타고 잡아 되지. 로 장모 잡아 되지. 개원 레벨라 용어 좀. 로 잡아 차단 개원 레벨라 기세 맞다.
맞아. 대표는 내어줘 보라. 롱 타와 서울 가서 되는 롱 장모 좀 보는데 내어줘 보라. 어디 내와디? 개원 레벨라 해서 그래.
차단한 거네. 차단인 거 말이야. 근데 요용 그래. 개원 레벨라 요용 쪽으로 했는데 차단인 거 말이야.
됐으나?
답변 배치나. 매 답변 요거 말다. 간지 내한테 직샤이면 간지 차단 요거 말 대답변에 단다 저 나도 냐한테 대답대로 용 거다. 간지 대답대로 용 거다.
근데 내가 군대는 임도 미문도 샤워다. 간지 사마 리더교라다.
제가 리더거다. 간지 식당에 배셔나라야 아니 두볼라 사백깔에 롱 참고 잡아서 저는 개인 레벨에 했을 배는 요래. 식당 배셔는 로당돼서래. 다야 두고 전에 내가 리더거나 아니 단다다 대화 소소고 소야게 대화 참아대 레벨에서나 아니 단다변에 냐세발라 때네 아니 지금 소화 대화 영화 대화 티 레벨에서나 누가 laptop 말아 봐. 샤도 말아 봐. 냐
그럼 찍을라나 거일라나다지 저서 가서 제발 요등게 되고 그랬어. 제발 요등게 되고 그래 맞지. 그 내가 말했어. 대자 림으로입니다. 제발 요등. 그러다 내가 미겨를 쌓아도 제만 미겨를 쌓아도 겨우시고 그거.
미겨 싸우거든요.
이제 제발 요등세요다. 제발 요등다 제발 요등세요라.
시바지는 그 대원당 치워시고. 대노로 라이도 요치. 대우 파초대까지 내용당이 봤다. 가리게 되었나 시바지 된대 그랬어. 그 대화도 좀 하게 말아.
So yeah, if you say the happiness, I mean any kind of happiness that we feel, right? Like the cool breeze, on a hot day, it makes you feel happy, right? So usually in the text it says that even that, happiness, even that kind of happiness comes from virtuous action. And so any kind of happiness, that kind of happiness. So maybe you have to say that happiness that doesn't harm others is a result of happiness. It is a result of
say that.
And I mean, you have to. Of course, if you say like that, then you just have to refer to everything, and then you can't say, okay, so this is not a result of a virtuous action, or this is a result of virtue. You can't say that. You can't specify. You have to explain something. You can't say. So Geshe said that every the breeze that you get, on your body on a hot day, it's not necessary virtuous action. I mean, and it's not necessarily a result of virtuous action. So, but if like if you say, because it's saying that that joy of killing fish, is the worst of the karsa duksha because the devil duksha. 대원 독실했어. So yeah, so that's the worst of the the suffering of change. So you can the suffering of change we talk about, right? So
Yes,
that's the
yes,
worst of the
yes.
suffering of change.
Right, but when they say in the text, for instance, that even when an Arya being gets a headache, that's the past non-virtue, and that when hell being with cool breeze, a moment, that's the past virtue. So you're saying that isn't.
맞다. 그냥 뉴스 뭐 주다티 말해서 뭐죠? 뭐는 주디 겨울에서 주디 겨울에서 뭐잖아. 나는 냐세 가져라. 냐세게 가디 겨울에 겨울에서. 네 가디.
냐세 가 말아.
어?
걔는 냐세 가 말아.
냐세 가서 가.
냐세 가다 계획은 되어야나 계획은 되어나 냐세 되어 말아.
냐세 베데 케레스. 냐세 베데 케레스. 냐세 베데 케레스. 오늘 그때 주디 그는 더 겨울에서. 겨울에 지쳐. 딱 겨울만 로 장모라래 로 장모라 때는 겨울에 지고서 겨울에서 겨울에다 때는 그거는 가서 냐세 가디 거스. So you're saying that the joy of killing the fish, is a result of virtuous action, and the virtuous action could have been created maybe 100 lives ago, 1,000 lives ago, right? And so anyway, it is a result of virtuous action.
I just use that as an example, but if they have a pleasant feeling,
the pleasant feeling is the cause of comfort of virtues, or the fishing, or the fishing.
No, the fishing is just the condition.
Then what's your question?
So the question was to separate those two: the happy feeling that someone gets, that's past virtue ripening. The fishing is just a condition.
Okay.
And that's what I want to know. Is that
what's your question?
Can that be true? Can you have the ripening of past virtue as a result of a non-virtuous condition?
Okay. Now what the Rikas?
I was just thinking, because all these things that fish killing, fishing, eating ice cream, those pleasure are worldly pleasure. And if you think about 12 links, the feelings, the three feelings, pleasant, unpleasant, neutral, the feelings of 12 links come from contact, that comes from six consciousness, that comes from inner karma.
Yeah.
So those pleasant feelings, maybe because we are not Buddhas, so we don't know exactly karma, how it feels. The pleasure of 12 links of feelings of pleasure maybe comes from some virtuous action, but still it's a negative karma part of, because from that pleasure we get the next link is craving, feelings to craving. So
now you got to go more deep.
So it's a 12,
I don't think that's necessary.
but it's a feeling is part of the 12 links.
But you are agreeing that the feeling, a happy feeling, the pleasant feeling.
But the layer of because but having the pleasure is not.
We're just talking about the mental factor of feeling.
Yeah, so you're agreeing that the pleasant feeling that you get from fishing is a result of virtuous action, or no?
Is a result of ignorance, firstly.
Of course, ignorance, but virtuous action or not?
Of course, yeah. It's that.
Is a virtuous action or not?
Ignorance is not virtuous action.
No,
But the
no, of course
the
not.
pleasant feeling.
It's not virtuous action.
It's not virtuous.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
Yeah, it's not virtuous action.
Okay, now that 가지 단다 니마 조여가라 라바 소죠 정모죠 어떤지 given 제외에 given 가로 given 제외 세대 좋게 내게 돼.
Then what about the pleasant feeling of a breeze, right, on a hot day, or in the hell also, even hell, of course, in the hell, but even on a hot day, right, when we're climbing on up in the mountain, very hot, and then you get a cool breeze, and then you feel that happiness, right?
Yes, that comes.
So that is that's a result of virtuous action or not?
It's not virtuous action.
It's not a result of virtuous action?
Because it comes from the sense pleasure, the attachment.
No, that's just a condition. But the cause is a virtuous action or not?
The cause of breeze that this is
the pleasant feeling.
The pleasant feeling from the breeze, is a result of virtuous action or not?
No, has to be. It has to be.
And so is it a result of non-virtuous action?
No.
Is it a result of action?
Result of
So what kind of action?
Neutral.
Neutral action can only produce a neutral feeling.
I think now we gonna have to give up. No. Which text said that?
Okay, the Lamrim,
Yeah.
and then.
Okay, show this for
Okay.
Rika, then I think we have to give up. But we have to check. That isn't
That'll be our homework.
No, it's not homework. We have to check. But the clear tanda kaje nyaseba nyasebe megona ta tedo ku kaje do maje kaje jen nilagido do mares.
The most another thing give it you would what
The given in the thing could get to your question.
you do remark.
Give it to me.
Most in the easy word, go to him with other best word.
It's correct.
Yeah.
Nyase but then nyase be change. Nyase be change the god.
Nyase the ink or keep dangerous.
Tate tired. The patient hard to kill somebody. So we're not good. We're not going to accept. But we can read more Lamrim, okay?
But it's a
Any kind of
very
pleasant
important
feeling.
thing because, like, let's say it's critical, and that's why we're debating, because I want to make sure my understanding of karma is accurate. Because it's like, let's say I'm a normal person, right? And I go to war. You know, I have no past history of, killing rabbits and cutting their guts out. But now all of a sudden I go into war and I find that I really enjoy killing people.
I forgot. Al, right? So I like Al's answer actually.
What was it?
So that was like the similar cause, right? Similar cause. The action similar to the cause. So the concordant with the cause. So action concordant with the cause. So because you have this fond of killing, and that makes you want to kill again, in the future. So that fond of killing comes from having that thought of killing before. So that is like and then because you killed, so you will be killed, or because you killed, therefore you will kill again.
But we're not
So that
talking
one.
about the fishing.
No, so
because
no. That's
that
what I
is
mean.
true.
That's what I mean. Like that feeling of the pleasant feeling of fishing.
Yeah.
That's a non-virtuous action, right?
Yes.
That comes from that non-virtuous action that before you had, So yeah, so
No, the tendency to want to fish
Exactly,
is the
yeah.
ripening of that.
yeah,
karma.
but that feeling, that joy, of fishing, that's what makes you want to fish,
But sometimes
So
people
that-
still have that tendency and they don't get the pleasure. Look at
Of course.
junkies. They keep doing it.
No,
and
no,
doing it
not
and doing
necessarily.
it.
Yeah, that's true. That's
They
not
don't get
necessary.
pleasure
That's not necessary. That's what like when you kill,
Yeah.
when you kill, you want to kill, right?
Yeah.
You want to kill. You want to have that tendency, or you want to have that. You feel that joy of killing. That's why you want to go and kill. So that is more correct, I think.
No, but that habituation, you can still have that habituation.
This guy is
and
going
get
to
to a
not
point
finish
where you
today,
don't
okay?
feel pleasure anymore.
Yeah, you can feel pleasure. Yeah, of course.
Keep going.
Look at like the person who keeps doing it because they're looking for that pleasure they used to get, but they don't get that anymore.
Not
but
necessarily.
They still have
That's
the
what
habit.
I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's why you're saying the pleasure of the fishing is not always pleasant. Of course, people say, "Oh, I'm going to go and fish," but then they meet with different conditions, like bad weather, the wind, and all these things. Now the fishing is no joy anymore.
Right.
So is the fishing joy at that time? No, but they still do it. So that is the result, of the previous action of killing again.
But I wasn't talking about the fishing. I was talking about the feeling as a separate.
I think that
track.
two ones. I think the first you like to fishing, that's what you said, that cause.
Yeah.
But after you're fishing, you feel good.
Yeah.
There may be different cause.
Mm-hmm.
I think we have to maybe two different causes.
Effect, though. Yeah.
But
So it cannot be the positive action for creating negative karma. So positive action. So you're saying then in that case, that joy is negative karma or not?
The joy is the result of a past. The feeling, that pleasant feeling, is the ripened result of a past virtue. Nothing to do with the fishing is just the condition.
So that joy makes you want to fish or not?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's negative, right?
Um,
That joy is
But
negative.
it's the effect. The joy is the effect.
And the cause.
The cause for the future, but the
But then a
ripening of,
positive can be a cause of a.
right, but that
a
that
positive can
initial
be a cause
joy,
of a
the
negative in the
initial
future.
joy has to be the ripened effect of a past virtue.
Can you guys stop? Can you
So
guys
the joy
stop them?
of killing
That feeling
can
of
come from the
joy,
virtuous action.
any feeling of joy, we said, right? The breeze on the summer is
Yeah,
that,
but there's what kind of joy, right? It's a joy that harms others, joy that doesn't harm others, neutral joy, like that. That kind of joy, right? That doesn't harm or doesn't cause any bad things to others. That kind of joy is good, right? You're allowed to do that. But if it is joy that causes harm to others, then Dharma said no, right?
well, what about someone who just gets a great joy because they just bought an expensive car?
Yeah, but if that doesn't harm others, then that's okay, right?
But it's still filled with attachment, you could
Yeah,
still
of course,
say.
yeah.
It's okay.
So,
Yeah.
but it,
This is different. This is different. Yeah.
But that's a different, yeah.
but, okay, we're gonna bring that
So
one.
if people like
I think you're
let's say
bringing
Hitler,
the
wanted to
text,
kill
I think
people.
we
Well,
said,
he feels the
basically,
joy of killing people. Like that kind of joy, you say this
Right,
is
and that
virtuous
would say
action?
he enjoyed killing because he had so much, a bank account full of virtue, he could kill 1 million
But he
people.
doesn't see it as killing. He doesn't see it as killing. He doesn't even see that fish as being.
Of course,
suffering
he
or
doesn't see, he's
anything. He
ignorant.
doesn't-
He's
yeah, he
ignorant, but
doesn't-
it is killing.
Yeah,
Even
it
if he
is.
doesn't see it's killing, but it's
Yeah.
still killing,
Yeah,
right? So he's ignorant, of course, he doesn't see that.
he doesn't think he's.
If
doing
he sees
anything
that, then
wrong.
he will not do it, maybe,
Yeah, he's with his son.
Yes,
He
yeah.
thinks he's having a good day. You
Yeah.
know, he doesn't.
Yeah, he doesn't see, he's ignorant, that's why,
maybe
So that kind
no,
of-
maybe
that
he's
kind
not
of makes it
enjoy.
harm.
Maybe he's not enjoy. He have no choice. He have to go with kids. Maybe he have to do
Well,
that.
that's just an example. That
But
But
there's
if he
other
doesn't enjoy,
brothers
then
and
that's not a
sisters.
joy anyway, right?
Right,
So
right.
because
He doesn't
we're talking about
enjoy.
the joy that he's
Right.
experienced.
If he doesn't enjoy it, yeah, then there's no discussion.
Discussion, yeah.
Okay,
exactly.
now we go to stop. Yeah. Otherwise,
We're
this
gonna do very quick.
some
prayers.
people
No,
get very
no, let's
very.
go more.
I know, it's so interesting.
Okay, this is a hard debate. The monks in the monastery. Someone say yes, someone say no, someone say yes, someone say no. They all keep going, keep going. Okay, now you can short pray.
Okay, page 39 for the Thanksgiving mandala offering. Saji Perti Shushi Metorta Vira Vijini Gimpadi Sange Shindu Mitenguagi Trogu Namda Tina Chapasho Jetsu Lame Kute Raptenche Nanka Trine Chonchungi Pada Losantene Tromegi Sasungi Trome Musel Tadune Jurchi. Page 43 for the short long life prayer for His Holiness. In that snow mountain encircled land, source of every benefit and joy, may Lord Tenzin Gyatso Chenrezig remain in life till samsara's end. And page 49, we'll at the end say, please, please return swiftly. You uphold the subduer's moral way, who serve as the bountiful bear of all, sustaining, preserving, and spreading Manjuna's victorious doctrine, who masterfully accomplished magnificent prayers, honoring the three jewels, Savior, myself, and others, your disciples. Please, please return swiftly. Page 57, prayers of dedication. Through this virtue, may I swiftly, having gained Guru Buddha state, place each and every sentient being without exception in that state. Precious supreme Bodhi mind, may it where I'm born arise, and we're born never decline, but increase forevermore. Page 75,
Thank you.
That was fun.
Just quick